Good day everybody, this is the Ecclesiarch here, back with some more Warpforge, and today we are going to be having FORGECLASH episode 2, where I once again shall be playing against Bjthebrave, but this time it is going to be my Ork control deck versus his Aeldari control deck. So it's going to be pretty interesting because both are going to be control decks once again, and it is going to be a pretty interesting matchup in my opinion. I'm going to be showing you my deck right now and trying to explain everything in detail, why I run. So let's take a look at the Orky control deck that I'm running here. So there are some things that should be self-explanatory here, but I'm still going to tell you why I choose it. So number one is Makari the Grot. Now Makari the Grot is a legendary that should be number one on your Ork legendary craft list, because not only does it provide that +1 melee attack to adjacent units, but it also has backlash to return to your hand. And without any ways of jamming troops, essentially silencing if you want to call it, which would disable their abilities, this unit is essentially immortal. It just keeps coming back and again and again and again, and like, it's extremely powerful. So this should be number one legendary that you want to craft for Orks, because this is like not only the best legendary for Orks, but probably one of the best legendaries in the game. So certainly you want to have this right there. So the next thing that I want to talk about is, first of all, the double Slugga Boy and the Storm Boy. The reason why you want to run Slugga Boys and Storm Boys in all the Ork decks is because A, they have Tide, and B, they cost 2. Them costing 2 is very important, because that means that with the Green Horde, which is also another win condition card basically for Orks, you can essentially drop these troops for 0 energy. So let's say you got a Slugga Boy and a Storm Boy in your hand, right? And on energy turn 3, you can use the Green Horde and drop 2 Sluggas and 2 Storm Boys, right? Because they're gonna cost 0. So this can help you get like early game control without much problem. It becomes like insane, and honestly speaking, there is no reason not to run 2 copies of these, as well as a double copy of Green Horde. Now, another thing that you can run are the Grots. However, I prefer to not have Grots on my control deck. I use the Grots on my aggro deck, because in the control deck I need to make place for some other stuff as well. And there's also one copy of Arda's Nails here, which you could honestly replace. It's just that I really like Arda's Nails together with like the Green Horde on energy turn 5, because you can just drop your Storm Boys and Slugga Boys and you can do Arda's Nails, which is gonna make them very hard to kill because they go to 5 HP and most AoE is not gonna work on them. With the Aeldari, actually, it becomes a little more difficult, because in that case what happens is that they can do Eldritch Storm, and with 2 Spirit Stones is going to be cast for 2 times, which will still be able to clear your board. So against Aeldari, you got to be very careful how you actually play this, because you don't want to dump all your resources when the Aeldari can just clear all of them with 1 card, right? So you got to be very careful with that. Now the next thing that we got is double Grot Tank. Now, Grot Tank is a very nice early game drop overall because of that armor. It does have unstable, but that armor makes it very good. But what else makes it very good is the double Spanner. Now, the Spanner is really nice because if you drop a Grot Tank and follow up with a Spanner, you can end up buffing the Grot Tank like crazy. It can get up to like, it can get more HP, more damage. So this might become unkillable if you do manage to make it stick to the board and just follow up with the Spanner. And the Spanner is there not only for the Grot Tank, because they also go in a good combo together with Burna Boys, because Burna Boys together with Spanners and Mech Boy Gosmix can deal that sweet AoE damage, which I think is really good. So for a control deck which is much slower, I would definitely recommend running at least 1 Burna Boy and Spanners if you plan to include some vehicles. And I'm not only including Grot Tanks, but I also have some other vehicles here as well. Specifically, I got 1 copy of Boomdaka Snazwagon, and on top of that, I also have the Death Dread. Now, a copy of Death Dread is always nice, because as soon as you get board control, if you drop this and start punching the enemy's face, this thing can deal unfair amounts of damage. And here you have your mini Death Dread, which is the Shooter Boy. Once again, mini Death Dread because it does the same thing essentially with less damage. So I got once again 1 copy of Shooter Boy, because unlike the aggro type of Ork deck, I'm not focusing on just mowing down the enemy in one turn. This is still a bit of a control deck. I am still including things like Proper Killy, for example, because with Proper Killy, you can deal 10 damage if you have Makari the Grot, because this gives you like +2 melee attack, and with this it's +3, so your Warlord can deal 10 damage in one turn. So you should have at least one Proper Killy in your deck to be able to just have that beautiful finisher. So this deck is a little bit of a mix of early, mid, and late game, and all of these cards on the left here are ensuring that you have a good enough early game so that you are able to maintain board control and not just wait for the late game. Now, as for the late game, we got some other interesting things here. So on top of your Burna Boys, you also have other means of removal, which is No Mocking About. No Mocking About double is essential because not only is it a very good hard removal, but on top of that, it's also a great way to deal with Tyranids. Like, they drop a Broodlord, which is invisible, you just play this and GG. They're out. So No Mocking About is certainly a necessary card there, together with double Will of Gork, which just helps you clear the whole board. Now this includes your troops as well, but you also have another late game crazy card, which is the Rock Invasion. Now Rock Invasion honestly is not that crazy. It's good, but you can roll pretty shit with Rock Invasion, so usually it is meant to be followed up after Will of Gork, when you actually have a good moment to play this. So honestly speaking, if you don't have Rock Invasion, it's absolutely fine. You could even go without a copy of Rock Invasion. It should be absolutely normal. We do have Prophet of Wa here though. That just helps us get the necessary tactics that we need, like stratagems. Like, you can pull a Green Horde for early game, Rock Invasion for late game, Will of Gork when you need it, No Mocking About when you need it. But apart from all of these things, we also include an Orc Knob, Mekpoi Gazmek, and Archel Gurk. So as I've mentioned when we were like making this, when I was making a video on this deck, the snazziest control, this is a very expensive deck. Like, you need a lot of legendaries. Orc Knob is absolutely essential because this helps you with your removal, and there's also that Infinite Makari combo that you guys know of. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm not going to be using that today because I do believe that's going to be getting nerfed pretty soon, so I don't really think it's a good idea to rely on abuses like that for too long, because it can be funny 1 or 2 times, but then it kind of gets a little bit annoying. So might as well, we're just not gonna use that thing. But even without that, Orc Knob is perfect because it also has its own flank, and all the other units like Shuta Boys and other stuff can also get that flank. Kazamek is pretty good, first of all, because of the stats, 5 energy, 6 health, always good, with 5 range and 4 melee attack, and this can make things very cheap. Like, for example, if you manage to make your Death Threat cheap, this can become very, very deadly, because let's say you have board control, you drop Kazamek and you attack, you might be playing Death Threat for as cheap as 4 energy, which is absolutely great. Archel Gurk is really nice. Archel Gurk can be replaced with a second Death Threat if you want, but I find that this is a pretty good card. This is like more like a stronger Lich card, and for actually factions like the Eldar that we're playing against right now, it's a very difficult target because they don't have hard removal like, let's say, Methodical Destruction or Inspired Retribution and stuff like that, so dealing with this front line might be very difficult for my opponent. And of course we got double War Bikes because there's no reason not to do that. It can be used as removal, it can be used to go face, so, and it's also a vehicle, so a great addition to our deck. Now I believe that covers the deck. Basically what we were going to be doing here, we're going to be playing against Antfir Keltalk, and against Antfir Keltalk the game goes as follows. You got advantage in the early mid game because we still have a mixture of aggro in our deck, but towards the late game he starts gaining an advantage if he manages to do Reclaim the Star. So our game plan is probably to take control of early mid game as soon as possible, and then just go for just destroy him in the late game where he cannot already come back even if he does his combo. Now you need to keep in mind that even if you're playing control, you always hard mulligan into the Green Horde and Makari. These are the only cards that you want to have at the start of the game in your hand. Maybe minus Prophet Wa, right? Prophet of the Wa. So I don't know if I should start going aggro in these games, but I think time will tell. So without further ado, let us begin. And I also want to tell you that if you want to see me, I saw a couple of comments asking me to be more specific in my narration when I'm playing, and I think I'm going to release a separate video on that. where I will try to teach you guys how to play some of the factions more effectively. I think that deserves a separate video on top of that. So anyway, I hope you enjoy the games, and let's get right into it. Okay, gentlemen. So, even though this is a control orc deck, you already know what I'm running. It still has some aggro elements to it, as you guys know. So we still want to mulligan absolutely everything in favor of the Green Horde and Makari. And there you go, there's the Green Horde. And no Makari, but that is still fine. Now, since we're playing a control orc, however, we might wanna not bash face systematically. With the aggro orc, I would be hitting every single turn, like not missing any turn. Okay, we got the Slaga Boy as well, so we're gonna draw. Now, considering I got the Slaga Boy, this already kind of shows me that I have early game potential, so I am thinking whether or not to go face. But I think I'm not gonna do that, or am I gonna do that? That's the main question now. Do we want to go face? Well, Keltalk is pretty slow. Okay, let's for the first game try to be a little bit aggro. Little bit. Not too much. If we happen to draw a Storm Boy as well, maybe we're just gonna Green Horde everything out together. Mech Boy Gazmech is nice, obviously. Yes, he's gonna get a card there. Well, technically speaking, we could say that we have a bit of an advantage in the late game. Because we got the rock invasion and stuff, but I don't know. Honestly speaking, I think we still need to go a little bit aggro, because between these two warlords, this is the more aggressive. Oh. Okay, so in this case, we keep going aggro. Even though this is control, as you can see, we have aggro potential. We got aggro potential. So if we can keep his attention and waste his resources in the early game, right now, in the late game we'll have the advantage, because then it's Mech Boy and stuff like that. So totally good. Alright, so I think for starters we are going to drop the tank. Or not. Yeah, we're probably not gonna drop the tank. Bring him down to 19. I'm not dropping the tank because next turn he's Eldritch Storming. Probably. Right now he needs to storm, or he needs to do something. Else, like, there's gonna be a lot of damage to his face, which he will not enjoy. If he doesn't have storm though, I think we could like do some shenanigans. Okay, that's one more damage to the face. Totally fine with that. That's another unit gone. Howling Banshee. That's not too good. Okay, we gotta drop Gazmech here. Whether we like it or not, it's Gazmech moment. It's good that he dropped the Banshee, else I would have made like stuff even cheaper. So that would have been ugly as hell. Ooh, that's a scary thing. But we're not too afraid of that though. We're just gonna take it out. And, you know, we could drop the Grot tank right now, and I think I'm gonna do that. Yeah, let's drop the Grot tank as well. Keep the board control going. Okay. Next turn, it's Archel Gurk. And Eldar don't tend to have hard removal, so that could be pretty good. We also have Will of Gork, in the case he like somehow manages to steal the board control from us and just swarm. We'll be in a good spot. By the way, this was a mistake. I should have placed this to the right because I don't want this blowing up and damaging this bad boy here. I think he's in trouble though, like big time. At this rate, it's not even a control match anymore. We are just... Oh, that's gotta hurt. Yeah, but what now though? Ah, okay. I see, I see. You know what? What's his answer to Archel Gurk? That's the main question here. The reason, by the way, I went face is because I'm holding lethal in my hand. So that's exactly why I decided to go face. You could argue that I could like do no mocking about and take out the warlock there, but no. Okay, Eldritch Storm. It's not gonna help. As I said, no answer to Archel unless... Yeah... That's GG, boys. That's GG. Okay, we got him. Now this was because we had a super golden hand. It would never have been so one-sided had I not rolled such a great green horde. Because in most cases, Ork and Eldar control decks can be a very nice matchup. This was, however, too one-sided because I had like a perfect hand. We did mulligan well though, can't disagree with that. Okay, we got the green horde with Slaga Boy and Arda's Nails. So I'm gonna switch these two. I'm gonna leave the Slaga because I got the green horde. Okay, Burner Boy and Boomdaka Snazwagon. Now we're on the defensive. We're the second. So we might want to be more careful with our HP here, actually. Is this game kidding for real? I again have the golden opening. What is this, man? How does that even happen? Anyway. Now, here's this thing. Are you serious? Wow, bro. Like, what is this hand? This is like gold. Certified. Oh, he got Dance of Death. This is very scary. This is when we actually might want to stop going face. Okay, so...
We're gonna drop the 3 damage storm, boys. And in this case, we go face. But if we see that he has Eldritch Storm, we stop going face. Like right now, if he drops the Eldritch Storm, he will do a very good trade against us, like, you know, with Shuriken. But here's the thing. If he does Eldritch Storm, he's wasting his Spirit Stones, because even one Eldritch Storm can clear this if he rolls high enough. And if he does the Storm, he's not playing anything, essentially. So, yeah. Gotta see what he does. No Storm. Okay. I don't mind that. Am I gonna want to go for the Snaz wagon there? We'll see. He wants to take out Stormboy for sure. That's what you want to do there. Do I play the Snaz wagon? Yeah, let's play the Snaz wagon. Okay. We're not punching him as much as we could, as much as we did last time, so bear that in mind, boys. But what I do like is that I have the Green Horde into Berna, so with the Spanner that can be very ugly in a moment, and I got Will of Gork too, so I'm good with that. Ooh, Warlock. We got the Spanner. But do I want to play the Spanner? I don't think I want to play the Spanner. Not right now, at least. Oh, nice. Theft Thread. Now, reason why I didn't want to do the Spanner is because there was a 5 HP unit there, which means that the Burna Boy would not be able to clear it if he rolled low. So it's much better to sacrifice a bike. And, oh, this is not good, guys. I'm just telling you, boys, that this is not good. Because his next turn is a deadly one. Right. We play this. His next turn could be Reclaim the Stars. In which case it becomes very, very, very dangerous. Though, Will of Gork is there to stop anything that he drops and swarms. There's the Reclaim the Stars. So he's gonna get like 5 cards for very cheap. So, let's see what he got. He got that. Pretty annoying, but what can we do? What else did he get? I think this is how we do it. One, 2, 3. Okay, that's 2 cards out of Reclaim the Stars. He's only got like 3 more. And I still haven't used my Will of Gork, which is pretty good. So what we're essentially doing here is like we're trying to make him waste his resources while slowly dwindling his health. Because as his health dwindles, we go close to lethal. And we have so many ways of controlling the board. Like we got Glow Gork, no mocking about, Spanner plus Berna. So, yes. Okay, Banshee it is. What's next? Ooh, Fireheart. Okay. That's a little bit annoying. Not too much, though. That's a bit more annoying than it has to be. Okay. That's already something I don't like. Are these also cheapened versions? Yes, this one is the cheapened version. No, I don't want to use the will, so let's do this for now. Ooh, Cosmic. Cosmic could be interesting. But first, let's do the burn-up. That's nice. I want to bait out more things before I use the will. So guys, if you want to know why I'm not just Will of Gorking everything, I want to bait out like a big board. Like something that seems like, oh, that hurts. I think that is the big board we're talking about, right? Hemlock. And Scorpion Exarch. Yeah, Will of Gork. He could also go face here without a problem. It wouldn't be an issue. He should go face. I know he might be afraid of lethal, but he should go face here. Just push his great advantage right now while there's time. Because then it gets very orky. He's thinking whether or not to go face. Oh, he didn't go face. I don't know if that was the smartest call there, but I'm gonna distract him with the Shoota Boy. I understand why he didn't go face though in one way, because if I had like Makari plus Propakili plus oh actually yeah, that was smart. I'm wrong right now. He gets another 5 Spirit Stones. That's a surprise. And he chooses to do it like that. Okay. Still not going face. If I play this for 3, then I play Gurk and this for 8, and that's gonna be it. Yeah, we want to do this. We need that Gurk on the board. We need that Gurk on the board. Another Reclaim the Stars? Is he running double Reclaim the Stars? Probably, right? Or not? Stuns my Gurk, fine. Nope. No more Reclaims. What's he planning here? What's he cooking? I think I know what's he cooking. He's keeping double Eldritch Storm for my Rock Invasion, isn't he? You know what? We're gonna do this. And we are gonna buff this. Okay, I'm gonna force him to use that Eldritch Storm combo. He might even have double Eldritch Storm plus the Wailing Doom. Ooh, that's gotta hurt though. That's gotta hurt though. Don't do 3 damage, please. Oh, that's fine. That means I'm alive. If he does the sword. Oh, wait a minute, but maybe he rolled a cheaper sword from his Reclaim the Stars. Did he? He's still not going face. Okay. No front line? Yeah, that's not good. That is no good. That is no good. That is no good. No front line, boys. And there's the Wailing Doom. Okay, alright. GG. That was a pretty fucking sick game, man. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. That was a pretty good game. So, on to the next one. Okay, boys, we are up to game number 3, and once again we start with a Golden Hand and Rock Invasion. Not good. Why am I always rolling the Green Horde into Storms and Slagas? Like, that's unfair. It's too bad that we're going second, though. That's the only drawback to this. That is so nuts. Draw. Gretchen. Now I'm absolutely sure that we need to go face. Not to allow him to trade as effectively as he did in the last game, right? He might have an Eldritch Storm, but you know, this is the best we got, right? So, might as well. Since we're not an aggro orc, we don't have to, like, be too afraid to fall into the Eldritch Storm combo, so it's fine. Plus, it's good if he wastes his Eldritch Storm now, because in that scenario, he doesn't have it for Rock Invasion. Okay, we're fine. Banshee. Okay. Alright. That's fair enough. We're gonna play Orc Knob, and you know what the reason for that is? We don't want to give him too many Spirit Stones, that's the reason. Okay. We got like a bit of a heavy hand here, but we're gonna have a very quick Rock Invasion, unlike the last game. So, control his Spirit Stones a little bit and see what we can do. He might actually play the Gain Spirit Stones card right now for quick tempo, which would not be a bad idea, because then at turn 7 he can like really put the hurt on us. So he's probably pondering right now, do I use the do I want to gain those Spirit Stones, or do I want to play something not to lose tempo? I think he's gonna play something. Oh, that's an annoying unit. If I know anyone, any unit. If I know one, I mean. Path of the Seer. Okay. Nothing too crazy there. Play the spanner. Whack this. Go face. It's an interesting one, to be sure. I'm gonna keep my veteran Storm Boy. We're gonna need it for his flyers. Okay, we're pushing him. That's good. Let's keep pushing. Cosmic. Nice. That's good. That's good. The Snaz Wagon on the next turn. Now, most probably, he's gonna drop the charge unit. Yeah, that's the one that I meant. And unfortunately, there goes my spanner. I loved my spanner. Why'd you have to go and take it out? It's good that he used this because he's now down with the Spirit Stone department. So, ooh, we got the Death Threat too. That's so good. But okay, we got a draw. Ooh, look who we got. Look who's here, boys. Look who has finally shown up. Somebody's late to the party. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering why I placed them like this, it's because this time I'm ready for the Hemlock. Snazzy Snaz Wagon. Is he gonna play Hemlock here? It could be a great way for him to just deal 5 damage to me for free. If he does Infinity Circuit now, the Spirit Stones. Oh. It's a lot of damage, bro. I'm not too sure about this, honestly speaking. Because this is gonna hurt a lot. This is gonna hurt a lot. I think we got him where we need him. Okay, that's for Makari. Oh, we made him use Wailing Doom. That's so good. But I think we won, right? Yes, we have. This was also a pretty good game, not gonna lie. But this time, once again, we took the tempo and we kind of beat him out. Very good game, though, once again.
Okay, gentlemen, so I hope you enjoyed the games, first of all. I think those were pretty damn fun, and some of them were pretty damn close as well. So a 2-1 once again. I think overall what we talked about at the beginning was quite true. In the end, what happens there is that if the game really depends on what? The game really depends on whether or not the Orc is able to get sufficient control in the early game, because if the Ork manages to out aggro in the early mid game and deal enough damage, then Keltalk just cannot catch up. However, if you do not manage to take control of the early game, then the combo through the Infinity Circuit and Reclaim the Stars can just become very deadly. So, very interesting matchup between Control Orks and Control Eldar, if you ask me. We'll be back next week with another episode of FORGECLASH, so please write in the comments what matchup would you guys like to see in the next week, and what else would you like to see changed. So thank you very, very much.